Welcome to IBM RSE API plugin for Zowe CLI using command line operations. This video demonstrates some features of IBM RSE API plugin for Zowe CLI and includes exercises to help you become familiar with managing ZOS resources via a command line operation and using an automated script to perform those command line operations. Links to the sample repo and the full RSE plugin tutorial are located in the description of the video. Let's get started. Open the link to the tutorial in the description of the video, and you will see our tutorial documentation. And our first steps will be to set up all the prerequisites. The first prerequisite is creating an RSE profile. If you click on this link, it will take you to the Creating an RSE Profile documentation. You can copy and paste this command we have available for you, substituting the required information like the host information, the port, user, and password. If you already have an RSE profile created and want to make sure that it is the default profile, you can use the command Zowe profiles ls RSE. It'll give you a list back of all of your profiles, and you will have default in parentheses next to the default profile. The next prerequisite that will need to be taken care of is cloning the repo. We do have a link to our repo, IBM ZOpenEditor sample, in the description of the video, or you can copy and paste this command into your command line. Once you have the repo cloned, you will want to change into the directory of the newly cloned repo, and change your Git branch over to the tutorial complete branch. Once you have your RSE profile created and our sample repo cloned, we can begin with the tutorial. The first thing you will need to do is edit the allocate JCL on line 16 and set the high-level qualifier. You can do this by opening the folder where the repo was cloned and go into the JCL directory and open your allocate JCL. This is the section we would like to change and add your high-level qualifier or user ID that was used for setting up the RSE profile. And save that file. And now we can submit the allocate JCL. You can copy and paste this command here into your terminal. Once the allocate JCL has been submitted, you will get a return that includes the job ID and the status. Our status is complete. We can now list the data sets that were created by the JCL, replacing the high-level qualifier with the value set and allocate JCL. As you can see, we have a few data sets that were created using the allocate JCL. They are empty data sets. So our next step will be to upload our COBOL files copybook files, the cust file and the tran file, up to the host into the data sets. You can do this by copying and pasting these commands into your terminal, replacing the HLQ with the value set in allocate JCL. You'll want to make sure each upload has a success equals true return. Once all of your data sets have been uploaded, it's time to edit and submit our Run JCL. You can open the Run JCL, and we're going to edit the high-level qualifier again with the same one used in the allocate JCL. And save that file. And then we will submit the local file that we just edited. And again, we will get the job ID and status back as return. This time our status is active. So we can continue to check the status and wait for completion by copying and pasting this line, substituting job ID at the end with the job ID that was returned. Now it is returning the status of completion. When the status of the job is complete, we can download the files that resulted from the job submission. We will use these commands here, replace an HLQ with the value entered into your Run JCL. Okay, and to check to see if they're downloaded, we can go back to the top level of our cloned repo. And you can see now I have a new directory that is titled as my HLQ. And within that directory, there will be a sample folder and the two files that were downloaded. The customer output and the customer report. Next, we will automate this whole scenario using a script. But first, you will want to delete your HLQ folder. That way, when the script runs, it will recreate the folder and we can see that we got the same output. So on to approach 2, using a script to automate command line operations against EOS resources. You would need to edit the allocate JCL HLQ, which we have done in the first part, so we won't need to do that again, as well as making the same modification to the Run JCL. Next, we will want to create a file in our top level of our clone directory. And we can name this file RSE script.sh. You can open this file with Notepad and then copy and paste the script we have submitted in the tutorial. Here you will want to edit the HLQ to match the other ones that you did in the allocate JCL and run JCL. Save that file, and then we could submit the script. Now that the script is running, you can see that it is submitting the first job, which was our allocate JCL, and got back the status of completion. Since it did get the status back completed, it will begin uploading those local files into the newly created data sets. Once all those uploads are finished, it will submit the next job, which was our run JCL, and check its status. Once it has the status of completion, it will start downloading the output files. Now that our script is finished, we can check, and you see that my HLQ folder, BJ Simmons, has been recreated. And we have our output file and our customer report again. For more information about using command line operations, you can go to our Using the RSE API CLI documentation, and it will outline all the capabilities that we offer. It also talks about using the help command. The -- help will output help to your terminal, or you can use -- help web, which will open a default browser and give you help on those commands in that browser. We also provide a chart of your USS commands that are available, MVS commands, and JES commands. I hope this tutorial has been helpful, and thank you for watching.